But it's okay. We're not even worried about him. I really want to fight Shakur.
No, we need that Haney fight too, though.
No, I know. That's always going to be there, though. But that's who I want to fight. I want to go from Barrios to Shakur.
Oh, like straight to it.
Yeah.
What, 47?
44.
You're making 44.
I'll make a whole division called 44. Me and Shakur.
44?
He said he'd do it.
No rehydration, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a huge fight, too.
Yeah, and I know he's confident, so let's run it.
Core at 44. What do you think?
I love the fight. I think that's perfect. I think it'll be a lot of excitement to that fight. It's a big money fight. Ryan Garcia is somebody that comes in there. You never know which version of him is going to show up. So if the good version of him show up, he gets spanked. If the bad version of him show up, he gets spanked. Either way, he don't stand a chance.
But I do have Shakur beating him, though. I do have you beating him. I'll yeah, right back in that mouth. I'll have you looking like a saber gap tooth tiger. Oh my God, I'll do you dirty, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Hey, if I have you though. Oh my, here we go. Hey, not the same fighter. Hey, not the same fighter. Not the same. Hey, when I put a beat on you, what are you gonna say? When I put a beat on you, what are you gonna say? Hey, no.
Ryan Garcia confidently calls out Shakur Stevenson, saying he can match his speed and can handle him in the ring.
They're gonna be all thinking he's gonna spank me, blah blah blah, all this.
Right.
And when I get in there and I start hitting him, it's gonna be a whole. Cause I'm not one of those fighters that don't have a quick eye. He knows that my eye is quick. Like I have that same eye twitch that Shakur has, I do. He knows it. We fought in the amateurs. I beat you. Don't even play around. You know I did. They robbed me because of, you know, your coach was doing something with that girl at the USA boxing. Don't think I don't know that. I know this shit. And talking about shit, you shit your pants at the Junior Golden Gloves and we seen.
Ryan Garcia confidently calls out Shakur Stevenson, saying he can match his speed and can handle him in the ring.
His mother was a judge in our fight, but she had like influence on like the judging of the fight.
What about him saying that he thought that you think he really won the fight? How close was that fight?
It was an easy fight. It was not a hard fight. He's lying.
All right, so Shakur Stevenson accepts your challenge, Ryan Garcia at 144. Yeah. Coppinger says he can't make 44 anyway.
I'll be at his fight. Tell him talk that shit after.
Shakur Stevenson responds firmly that he will fight Ryan Garcia and dominate whichever version appears inside the ring.
Response, I heard this before. I heard this. Tio said he was going to do a lot of things to me. He said he was going to knock me out. It sounds good, but Ryan Garcia got to understand one thing that's very important. I'm not Devin Haney. I'm not Devin Haney.
How are you different than Devin Haney?
With all due respect to Devin Haney, he got his game, but my game is at a higher level. My defense is way better. I could stand there in front of guys and defend myself. And I don't think Devin Haney has the type of defense I got that.
I totally agree with you on that. With my camera. I totally agree with him on that, and I like that.
And he's a hell of a fighter.
He's a good fighter, but he's not you. He's not you.
I agree.
He's not you. Is that a fight you want against him, or do you believe that there should be bigger fights on the horizon for you than a Devin Haney fight?
Nah, I think the Devin Haney fight is...
Shakur states that Ryan must understand he is not Devin Haney and cannot be treated casually.
Shakur, and I thought, wait a second, like, the Haney fight is like the one that makes the most sense. Like, it's a huge fight. There's built-in bad blood there. You felt like you got screwed in that whole situation. You want it back. Why is Shakur taking like the top now instead of a Haney rematch?
I just think that I'm one of those guys that I will just beat him, and I just think that everybody thinks he's just some savant in the ring, and I'm just here to take that away. That's pretty much what it is. They thought Devin Haney was the same way. He's unbeatable. That's what Eddie Hearn said, right? And then when I beat his ass. Same thing with Shakur. I know people are saying he's pound for pound, this and that, but I don't see it. He gonna have to prove it. I beat him in the amateurs. I'll beat him again, and I will hurt him. You don't understand me? Like, I will humble him in ways that he's never been humbled before.
Ryan Garcia declares his intention to humble Shakur completely and deliver a lesson unlike anything previously experienced.
It's unreasonable because he's big as hell. Like, that walking around 180. I'm walking around. I ain't gonna tell y'all my weight, but I'm walking around not too far from my weight. So he big as hell. So truthfully, yeah, it can happen. I just think it gotta be at a reasonable weight. And I don't want no like rehydration clause. I don't want nothing that's gonna take away from me actually beating him. So he could come in, long as he make the actual weight, I'll be with it. But it's gonna have to be a lot of testing. It's gonna have to be like some real testing.
Shakur confidently agrees to fight at 143 pounds, insisting Ryan can weigh even 190 if the contracted weight is made.
You rather fight Ryan Garcia or Devin Haney?
I would rather fight either or. I think any of these guys get in front of me, they got a lot to deal with.
Who are you here with? Are these people? Who's your manager? I know you got your brother.
My manager is Jay Prince. He's not here.
Jay Prince is not here. Let me tell you something right now. I don't like your answers because I want you to get paid. Okay, your Devin Haney's not gonna get you paid.
You don't think so?
No.
Why don't you think that?
Because look,
he's a big name. I'm a big name.
He's not that. Look,
everybody wants to see that fight.
Let me be respectful because I like David.
Shakur boldly claims that whether it is Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia, both will struggle and recognize the superiority.
Why? I was there.
Hey, no, when I put a beat on you, I'm talking about you. You got no power. You got no power.
And you lost. And you still scared him to this day.
No. Bro, I'm gonna knock that gap right back in your mouth. I'm gonna knock that gap into your mouth again. Yeah, you fixed the teeth. You fixed the teeth. But I'm gonna knock that right back in. I'm gonna put you bam.
It's Shakur's time right now.
Well, hold on, Shakur. How do you answer to those who say you have to have a certain amount of power to keep the elite fighters off you? Because Ryan's saying you don't hit hard enough to keep elite fighters off you. What do you say to that?
I will beat Ryan, I will beat Tio, I'll beat Devin, I'll beat all these guys, bro. All these guys are good fighters. I don't take none away from them, but they can't beat me.
During a heated live exchange, Shakur provokes Ryan by referencing Rolando Romero, insisting nobody defeats him inside the ring.
They focus with, Mario Barrios. So anything after that, I could give you my input on there, but, we are looking forward to other fights, and he's definitely on our list.
Yeah,
definitely.
What type of, training has this been? Because I know it's been a little animosity because of the Joe Goosen going over and working with. Has this changed the element of how you guys been training? Because it's a little personal. So can you describe a little bit how everything's been?
It's personal for him and Ryan, because he used to train Ryan and all that. With me, I was his assistant, so I worked with Joe. But hey, like he told me before, he's done this before. He's done this with other fighters, and I mentioned that it could be an ego thing. It could be something that he just wants to prove. He can do whatever he wants. That's up to him. But
Henry Garcia explains their current focus remains on Mario Barrios, promising Shakur remains a future target afterward.
So much noise around Ryan about Shakur, and he's saying 144. Do you like that fight?
That's another fight that we anticipate. Yeah, absolutely. Something that we fought him in the amateurs too. So of course, Ryan wants that back because we feel that we got robbed in the amateurs, and we know it. And I know it personally. So because I was in his corner. So that'd be a good fight to take on.
But Henry Garcia states he has reunited with his son, praising renewed spirit, discipline, invisible confidence.
Like too ticked off too many people, but he does talk like really arrogant shit. And he is a little bit like that in person, ever since amateurs just walking around like, his shit don't stink, and it pisses me off. Like I was in Vegas one day talking to his friend Keyshawn. We were having a great time, great conversation. I simply said, "Hey, yo, Shakur, come over, blah, blah, blah." He goes, just looks at me and goes, "Nah, you gotta come over here." Like some arrogant shit. I'm like, bro, what is that? We're all just trying to, figure it out. It's just like, you don't gotta act like that, bro. Honestly, he didn't fight good at all. He was scared. He didn't fight. It's so biased. That commentary is disgusting. If Shakur don't throw a lot of punches, he's controlling the fight. If somebody else don't throw a lot of punches, it's, oh man, he's reluctant. Oh, he's hesitant. It's just so biased. Like, I can't even watch ESPN fights no more. I really can't. It's so
Meanwhile, Shakur boldly stated on X, "I'm going to cook Ryan badly. Remember, I said it. signaling confidence and intensity ahead. Moreover, when Garcia called out Shakur, he tweeted again saying, "I love when the tables turn. Set it up though, so I can show you why I'm different." All that talk sounds great. In another tweet, Shakur said, "Won 144 Ryan. Let's do it. I'll be at your fight now. Scrub VTO will be involved, so don't run from that." Ryan Garcia openly criticizes Shakur Stevenson's personality, calling him arrogant and unimpressive outside the ring. He emphasizes that Shakur may receive praise for his skill inside the squared circle, but beyond that, Ryan sees little to admire. Garcia highlights their shared amateur history, recalling a time when he outperformed Shakur, proving his speed and skill firsthand. This past victory fuels Ryan's confidence as he publicly challenges Shakur, insisting that their upcoming showdown will confirm who is truly superior. He makes it clear that his criticism is not personal, but stems from observing Shakur's behavior and demeanor outside of competition.
Shakur Stevenson, his performance with Tio, I really had no real critique for him. That's how flawless the man operated. Pause. Right? I really could, I can't tell you the last time, because normally, even if a fighter wins, there's a little something even, I'm not trying to throw anyone under the bus, but let's say Devin Haney, right? Devin Haney started off very strong with Brian Norman, and then the performance kind of fizzled out. You did what you did, and you convincingly beat a champion in Brian Norman that some people thought he would be able to knock you out. You dropped him in the second round, had a stanky leg in, so that part was good. But I feel like it didn't really crescendo after you drew first blood and hurt Brian Norman in that second.
Shakur Stevenson delivered a performance against Teofimo Lopez that left almost no room for criticism. His execution was sharp, disciplined, and strategically complete from the opening bell to the final round. Usually, even in victory, there's a visible flaw or lapse. This time, however, nothing significant stood out. Every movement had purpose, and every adjustment seemed calculated. It was a type of display that silences doubters because it offers no obvious weakness to analyze or debate afterward. In contrast, Devin Haney showed flashes of brilliance against Brian Norman Jr., especially early in the fight when momentum shifted dramatically. Dropping a champion in the second round created excitement and suggested a dominant night ahead. However, the intensity did not continue building toward a dramatic finish. After that strong surge, the performance gradually leveled out instead of rising toward another decisive statement. The early spike impressed many observers. Yet, the later rounds felt more controlled and explosive.
According to Ryan Garcia, for some reason he's saying that Shakur pooped his pants. And this is not the first time that he said that. So I don't know what's up with that. He says Edgar Berlanga, boxer out of Brooklyn, was in the amateur circuit at the same time. So he's like, ask him, he knows. So, what do we know? Ryan wants to fight against Shakur after the Barrios fight, right? Now, I gotta keep it real, like I always do on my channel. Shakur, I don't have a problem with his overall response. What I do have a problem with is he says, Ryan, fight me at 144, which is a catch.
The difference between these outings becomes clearer when consistency is examined. Haney's fight resembled a film that opens with intensity, but slowly loses narrative drive before its conclusion. Stevenson, on the other hand, maintained pressure, intelligence, and rhythm throughout his contest. There was even speculation that he might secure a stoppage if that precision continued. Lopez struggled to find consistent answers as Stevenson dictated range, timing, and tempo. Now, Stevenson confidently turns his attention toward Ryan Garcia, declaring that similar dominance awaits. Public discussion continues around potential matchups and shifting rivalries. Stevenson's recent form strengthens the argument that he currently operates at a level few can match.
Ryan versus Shakur
Shakur's just a tough matchup for everybody at 135, at 140, and some of the guys at 147, which I don't know if Shakur's ever going to go. I mean, he will, I think, at some point go to 147, but he's a tough matchup. The most educated lead hand right now, I think, in boxing. Maybe Usyk and him have the best lead hand in boxing. I mean, Ryan has a good lead hook, but Shakur's jab, the way he uses it to set up offense, the way he uses it to keep defense, the way he uses it to keep range. And yes, part of that was Teofimo not having his hands up at all, just keep getting peppered by the same thing. But damn, I don't know what Ryan does that neutralizes it, besides trying to come around the back door with the left hook over the top of it. But even then, we're talking about a looping punch getting there before a straight one. And I don't know if that's going to happen. I'd watch the fight, though. Don't get me wrong. Ryan, if he should beat Mario Barrios, yeah, of course I'd watch him fight Shakur. I just think Shakur's too good for everybody.
Wade Plemons emphasizes that Shakur represents a particularly challenging opponent for Ryan. He explains that Shakur is a tough matchup for anyone across multiple weight classes, 135, 140, and even potentially 147 pounds. While it is uncertain if Shakur will move up to 147, Plemons predicts that he likely will eventually. Shakur's skill set, particularly his lead hand, makes him exceptionally difficult to deal with. Clemens considers Shakur to possess one of the most educated lead hands in boxing today, possibly only rivaled by Alexander Usyk. Ryan does have a strong lead hook, but Shakur's jab is different. It is precise, strategic, and used not only to set up a fence, but also to control distance and maintain a defensive posture. Hemmons notes that part of Shakur's effectiveness was visible when Teofimo repeatedly absorbed the jab without proper defense. Ryan's options to neutralize it appear limited, with perhaps only a looping left hook over the top having potential, though even that is a risky and uncertain approach.
I just love something about fighting so many people don't think I'm gonna beat. It's like that Devin Haney effect.
Right.
It's like, you really think I'm not gonna beat this?
You're like a 9-1 underdog.
I think, and this is what now I'm realizing, Ryan's mentality is he loves to be an underdog because there's no pressure. There's pressure on Ryan when he is favored. There's pressure on him when a lot of people want and think he will win. When he fights a Devin Haney, when he fights a Shakur, when he fights guys that are already, multiple division world champions, he's looked at as the underdog. There's no pressure there. He can just go in and fight freely. But when he is the overwhelming favorite, when he has to put it on the line, when he's got the pressure, things flip a little bit. That's what I'm seeing.
Obviously, you're a big favorite against Rolly, and you're a big favorite again against Barrios.
Am I a favorite?
You are a big favorite, but it's a different thing, right? A lot of people in boxing are trying to say,
they respect Barrios.
Yeah, they respect Barrios, and they're saying, well, maybe Ryan, if he's not taking
on Rolly. Yeah, respect Barrios, not Rolly.
Despite these challenges, Plemons would still watch the fight if Ryan defeated Mario Barrios. He stresses that Shakur is currently so skilled that he is considered superior to most opponents. Interestingly, Ryan seems to thrive as an underdog, experiencing less pressure when not expected to win. When facing champions like Devin Haney or Shakur, he can fight freely without the burden of expectation. Conversely, when heavily favored, the pressure can affect his performance. Clemens observed that while Ryan is favored in bouts against Roy or Barrios, the dynamic is different compared to fighting elite multi-division champions. In such high matchups, Ryan's underdog mentality may actually play to his advantage, allowing him to focus on strategy and execution rather than external expectations.
Shakur Stevenson is going to be part of this color commentary for tomorrow's WBC welterweight showdown between the guy he's talking about fighting every single day and the guy's talking about fighting him every single day in King Ryan Garcia, who is 24 wins, 2 losses, no draw, 20 wins by way of knockout. One time in his career he's knocked out, as he's going to take on Mario Barrios, the WBC Mexican star welterweight world champion, who is 29 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 18 wins by way of knockout. He too was knocked out one time in his career. Oddly enough, Mario Barrios' only knockout in his career was to Gervonta Tank Davis. Ryan Garcia only knockout in his career was to Gervonta Tank Davis. Just take that into consideration for what you may.
Tiger Johnson provided an update on the upcoming WBC welterweight showdown, noting that Devin Haney would not be on the color commentary as initially planned. Instead, Shakur Stevenson will join the broadcast, offering insight as someone who trains and spars with top-level fighters daily. This gives fans a unique perspective as he discusses fighters he knows intimately. The main focus is Ryan Garcia, a 24-eye veteran with 24 wins, 2 losses, and no draws. 20 of those wins by knockout. He has been stopped only once in his career. Ryan will face Mario Barrios, the WBC Mexican welterweight champion, who holds a record of 29 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws with 18 knockouts. Interestingly, both Barrios and Garcia suffered their only career knockouts against Tank Davis, a fact that adds a curious parallel to this matchup.
We already had the conversation that they want to do a King of the Ring card. The King of the Ring card will feature Ryan Garcia versus Shakur as the main event, Devin Haney versus Keyshawn as the co-main event, Rolando Rolly Romero versus Conor Ben as the third fight, and then I'm being told that His Excellency Turkey Alice wants Jarrell Big Baby Miller versus Jared Big Baby Anderson. But also, there's another major fight that they're looking to put on this card as well. And that fight could be Teofimo Lopez versus Brian Norman Jr. So it could be Teofimo Lopez versus Brian Norman Jr., Rolly Romero versus Conor Ben, Devin versus Keyshawn, then Shakur versus Ryan. But Ryan has to win tomorrow. Here's the plot.
If Ryan Garcia emerges victorious, plans are already in motion for a King of the Ring card, which will position him against Shakur Stevenson in the main event. The co-main event would feature Devin Haney versus Keshin, while Rolando Romero faces Conor Ben in the third bout. However, the outcome of tomorrow's fight is critical. If Ryan loses to Mario Barrios, plans shift and a unification bout between Devin Haney and Barrios becomes a focus instead. This means tomorrow's showdown carries significant stakes not just for Garcia and Barrios, but for the broader matchmaking landscape in the welterweight division. Johnson emphasizes that a lot rides on the results, and the boxing world will be watching closely to see how this pivotal fight unfolds. 17. That's it for today's video. Stay tuned. Until next,